Sensory play activities. Sensory play is an important part of the early childhood experience. When we think about sensory play, our minds tend to immediately jump to sand and water tables. These activities are popular with young children for a reason. They are fun, but did you know that they can especially be useful in exploring STEAM concepts? STEAM, or science, technology, engineering, art, and math, has become the primary focus of education from elementary through high school. Let's explore how we can use sensory play in our classroom to reinforce these concepts. But first, let's answer, what is sensory play? Sensory play is an open-ended and child-directed activity that engages one of the senses. Usually this is the sense of touch, but it doesn't just have to be. Sound-based activities can be really fun and a great way to use found objects that you have around your home and classroom. Children also delight in the opportunity to test out their noses when you incorporate new smells into the play. An annual favorite in our classroom is pumpkin-scented Play-Doh. The importance of doing this. Creativity. Sensory play allows children to direct their own learning. Think about the simple act of playing with that pumpkin Play-Doh. Some children will use the dough to make an artistic creation. Others will experiment with the properties of the dough. How far can they stretch it? Can they cut it with scissors? How thin can they roll it before it breaks apart? Hands-on learning. All sensory play is hands-on and can provide an opportunity to engage with a variety of tools. For example, in a water table, a child can scoop, pour, squeeze, and stir, which builds fine motor skills. They can also begin to understand important science and math concepts such as the basics of measurement, volume, and states of matter. Innovation. Sensory play is open-ended. It allows children to experiment and problem solve. Each child might come up with a new way to engage with the materials, and that's okay. There's no right answer, so whatever your kids come up with is always an acceptable solution to the problem. Directed at the future. According to the U.S. Department of Education, it is expected that jobs that require STEAM skills will increase almost 15% in the next 10 years. We are helping our kids to develop forward-thinking skills that they can use in whichever fields they choose in the future. Teamwork. Sensory play can provide a great opportunity for children to collaborate. From an art project to a sensory table, encourage your kids to work together to solve a problem. Explaining their thinking. Sensory play is a great time to ask your students to explain their thinking and their process. Tell me about what you're doing. Why do you think that happened? It's also a chance to offer suggestions that can prompt further learning. I wonder what might happen if we added more water. Which container do you think holds the most water beads? Be prepared to support this learning by offering additional supports. Tools like magnifying glasses, test tubes, and tweezers can add an extra dimension. What you will need to do this. Real tools, containers, materials that are easily replenished and have a unique feel, such as water, sand, paint, shaving cream, shredded paper, cotton balls, slime, Play-Doh, natural materials, and others. Reusable tubs or a sensory table. The tubs do not need to be expensive, just make sure they don't have a hole in the bottom. Baking soda, vinegar, cornstarch, liquid soap, and vegetable oil are all good things to just have on hand because they can be used in a lot of different ways. Get them cheap and off-brand. A large enough space to explore. Sensory play can be time-consuming, so children need to be comfortable. Sensory play can often be messy, and that's an important part of the exploration, but some forms of sensory play are messier than others. Dry activities like rocks, sand, and shredded paper can be fun without the need for a smock or change of clothes. How to accomplish this? Make sure that the space for the sensory play is set up for success. If it's messy, put it in a place where that's okay and have the children wear smocks. If you are using a tub or a table, be sure that everyone can reach. allow for differences in response to materials. Certain sensory experiences won't be enjoyed by everyone. Have multiple ways of engaging with the activity so everyone can participate. Sometimes the solution can be as simple as putting slime in a Ziploc bag for sticky-free squishing. Let the child direct the activity. You can offer support by asking questions and providing additional tools if needed. Children are naturally curious. They will enjoy getting to have the free exploration. Give them plenty of time with the activity. Build on previous activities by adding something that changes the way that children see and how they interact with an object. Maybe they have played with baking soda and vinegar before. Try it frozen. Do they love to paint? Add some new tools to try. Our favorites are potato mashers and fly swatters. The results you will see from doing this. There are many benefits to sensory play. In addition to the STEAM benefits we have already discussed, these include self-regulation. Sensory play can have a calming effect on many children and help them learn to regulate their emotions. Language development. As children experience new textures and discover new tools, it will open up a chance to introduce new descriptive vocabulary. Fine motor skills. Through manipulating materials and tools with their hands, children will strengthen the muscles later needed to do things like hold a pencil and tie their shoes. Flexible thinking. Open-ended play experiences teach children that there is not always a right or wrong answer to accomplish a task, and that the process of experimentation can be more important than a product. We hope you enjoy bringing sensory play into your classrooms and look forward to seeing what messy experiences you can create.